Hi guys, in this video I'm going to show you how to work your stitches to finalize the top of the hood. So after all the decreases have been made, and there are 14 of them on each side, so it's 28 rows, it's time to shape the top of the hood. To be able to do that, you need to be on your wrong side, okay? That's also a requirement to continue with the to keep the sequence of the pattern, not to make any mistakes in it. And that's where the central marker comes in handy, because it's already points at the middle of the row. If you chose to remove it, then you will simply need to count your stitches, or to find the middle, or use these two stitches, and it's probably the best to use this two markers, sorry, not stitches, markers, as your guide, because 4 stitches after the marker will be your middle, because there are only 8 stitches between the markers. Okay, so on the wrong side you don't need to work in pattern, it's simply all knit stitches, and I knit to my middle marker. I don't need these markers anymore because I've already done working my decreases. I remove it. I don't need this marker either because I've already know where the middle is, and I'm going to, I can remove this marker as well, not to be in our way, and I'm going to work this section with a crochet hook. Okay, so I know what the middle is, and I need to grab these 2 stitches, one, two, and knit them as one with the hook. Okay, so 2 together, and now I have to grab each 1 stitch on each side like that, and knit them 3 as one, like that. Okay, next set, 1 here, 1 here, pass the yarn through and through the stitch that was on the crochet hook, and continue like that until I reach my edge stitches on both sides. Got tangled here. Pay attention to the how your stitches are positioned, not to twist them. Make sure that you're grabbing the right leg of the stitch so they won't be twisted in the process. Allow enough yarn between the stitches so it's not gonna be too tight. So you can create your loop slightly overstretched. And I am, for some reason, missing 1 stitch here. Not sure why is that. I am probably going to knit, if this happens to you, and you would need to just knit all of them as one, not to create extra space on one side. So I have a stitch here on my crochet hook. I can either tighten it up and close it, or in my case I can start picking up the stitches for this part here. Okay, so this part, this trim here, I chose to do as purl stitches. You can choose to cast on and to knit your trim as knit stitches. So for this you would need to flip it on the right side and pick up. So if you do it from the right side, you would need to do it from the actually left side, from the wrong side. You need to twist your knitting like that, because you're gonna work from right to left. And to pick up your stitches, going onto the edge stitch like that. Here's the edge stitch. Okay, you would need needles for that. And going into both legs of the edge stitch and just picking them up like that. So here's the edge stitch, and that is not right. Sorry guys, a little mix up here. So you need to cast on from the right side. So you will hide actually the cast on edge. Okay, so on your right side with the needle, you get under these two legs of the edge stitch and simply pick up the yarn and work through every single stitch here like that. Okay, this way your cast on edge is on the wrong side as opposed to be on the right side. Okay, and you work like that to the end of the row. Because this is just a sample, I do not have this part here. Right, but for you it's going to be in the round, and what you're gonna do, you're gonna just continue picking up the stitches for this section here, but where you work the decreases, you're going to skip the decrease because it's going to be it's not going to be an edge stitch, and continue just work into the edge stitches like that. Okay, so there are a couple of decreases here, and you're simply see, for example, here you can see it was a decrease and I didn't pick up here, and I continue to just picking up the yarn from here and here and continue like that in the round. Okay, after that you are going to simply, you're going to continue working in turn rows. For me it's going to be just to demonstrate what you're going to do next. For me it's just a little bit different now. So after that, if you decide to have a trim as purl stitches, you would need to knit, to continue to knit in the round as purl stitches. Okay, the other way to do it, so for example I picked up my stitches as knit stitches. The other way to do it is to pick up your stitches as purl stitches right away. For example, here I was picking them up as knit stitches, but because the yarn is fluffy you don't really see it. But if your yarn is a little bit, you know, maybe it's more cotton in the in this yarn, so, and if you would see it, like obviously see the knit stitches, it's better if you pick them up as purl stitches. If you choose to knit a trim, your trim is like in purl stitches. For that, I'm going to show you in the middle, so in a minute. So if you choose your trim to knit as knit stitches, you are simply going to continue in the round using knit stitches only for the length of your trim. Okay, and if you continue to knit as purl stitches, then you are simply going to purl all the stitches. So here's how you pick up the stitches as purl stitches. You simply go from the back to the front and create a stitch like that, a purl stitch. In this case, the edge line is out, so you have to just decide for yourself what you like more. Or the other way would be to work as purl stitches on the wrong side, but then you're going to create a knit stitch here. So no, that doesn't work. So it's just the purl stitches here like that. And when you're gonna work your second row, second round, you need to see if you like what you will end up with, because the edge stitch is out here. Okay, thanks for watching.